Seconds out, delighted to be joined by John Ryder. How you doing? Back in the gym? You must be pretty happy.
I don't really want to talk to you, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I see your video yesterday where you picked your top three, and I've not even got a sniff.
Oh
I,
no.
I thought we was pals.
I kind of rely on people I interview not watching any of my stuff, except the stuff they're
Well,
actually
well,
in.
look, well, I didn't watch it until Tony Sims told me about it, and then he said you want to tell him he's a right slag. He's not even give you a shot.
job,
So,
job done.
so there you are. You're a right slag. You have
Yeah,
not given me a.
I've been put on notice. I don't know. I didn't think you were even in the frame, to be honest, when we made the video, but I'm not going to make too many excuses. I do want to see him against Callum Smith. I think style-wise, it's a really interesting fight, but I think you and him would be a really good fight. I just didn't think there was any until recently, and I saw you in the T-shirt, and you put the post out saying Eddie had texted Canelo's team. I didn't realise it was
Yeah.
even a possibility for September. What is the latest on that?
Well, listen, I tweeted Mikel Arteta the other day saying I'm good for Saturday's game. He's not got back to me, but we're putting it out there. Do you know what I mean? But listen, he wants to fight soon middleweight. There's not much time. As game as they come, and I'm in a good position with the WBA. So yeah, if he wants it, I'll give it to him.
Where do you think you stand in terms of the other options that are out there for him? I know Joe Saunders has ruled himself out of the fight in September. They're talking about various other people he could fight, but none of them seem particularly exciting aside from yourself. So do you think you've got a good chance?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I'm game. I'm coming off a good win, and I'm sure that he saw that fight and he'll be interested in it.
How would you approach it without giving too much away? How would you approach it style-wise? Because I'm guessing tactically it wouldn't be the same strategy as you employed against someone like Callum Smith. Very different dimensions.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think it'll be the first time, well, if any, that I've boxed someone shorter than myself. So that'd be something getting used to. I mean, but listen, I spar the likes of like Ted Cheeseman day in, day out. Do you know what I mean? So I'm used to someone that height. It's I mean, that's some of the biggest obstacles sometimes, sparring someone smaller than yourself. I mean, luckily, I've fought a lot of bigger fellas, and I've used it to my advantage coming in low. But I mean, he's a world-class fighter, so just being in range isn't enough to win a fight. He's number one for a reason. But just believe that, I mean, on recent form and the way I've been boxing and fighting lately, that I could really cause him problems. And I mean, listen, he's one of the fighters. It's an honour to get in with him. It's like you look at him fighting Mayweather. It was too soon for him, but he showed up, made a good account of himself, and showed that he's a real star for the future. I mean, I'm not in a position to do that. I'm 31, knocking on 32, so I just want to take the biggest and best chances when they come. And if this comes up, then be sure I'm going to go out there and try and take his head off.
He's fought southpaws before, of course, but you're a different type of southpaw. You're compact, you're aggressive. Do you think there's anyone that he's fought in the past that kind of mirrors your style at all?
Not really. I mean, I remember watching him against Lara, and to be fair, I am a Canelo fan, but I don't think he beat Lara. I think Lara got that and was unlucky not to get a decision. But other than that, I mean, he's not really put a foot wrong as the other than Mayweather. But you see that he has had problems with styles, and he's not a high work rate fighter. He's just he wins round, nicks rounds, and then big shots and he's flair.
Is that part of the kind of game plan then, to force him to fight at your pace? Because that seems to be something that he might be uncomfortable with.
Listen, like I say, he's a special talent, so you've got to do quite a bit to unsettle him. But I mean, we've not really looked into game plans as such yet. We're in camp now, preparing as if we would be fighting September 12th. So if the call does come in, then we're not found wanting. We're good to go. So, but I know in the coming weeks that if we do get a nod, Tony will drum up a game plan and we'll work meticulously on it.
Tony the Grass, as he'll be known from now on, after telling you about my comments.
I don't know about that. I've just watched it myself, and I mean, you got Callum Smith number one, but each to their own.
I just thought it was a more likely fight to happen, but yeah, I'll take your point.
It makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, he's got the titles. Obviously, we know how I feel about that. But listen, if it's Callum, then fair play. Do you know what I mean? one of them things. It's just there was a few names being thrown around that like the David Lemieux and Willie Monroe, and I just thought, what have they got to offer that I haven't? So
Dirrell was another one, wasn't he?
yeah, Dirrell. I mean, Dirrell was a good former champion, but I'm thinking, let's put my name in the mix. These fighters they're good fighters. Dirrell's past his best. Lemieux is pulling out left, right, and centre out of fights and wanting too much money. And then Willie Monroe's not long coming off a loss to Billy Joe a few years ago. And I mean, I'm not too sure what he's done since, but I mean, I've had a very active last few years, and coming off that so-called loss to Canelo Smith that I feel I won, and many feel I do, but I feel it just puts me with a shout. So we're trying our luck, but you never know what can come of it.
Has Eddie spoken to you about what else could be in the offing if Canelo goes in another direction? Could a Callum Smith rematch be still a possibility this year?
No, well, I've not spoken to him in person. I mean, with all what's been going on, it's been hard to. We've not been in the gym as much and popping in the office, but I will pop made in the office soon and just show that I'm still alive and I'm ready to go. I know he knows I'm ready to fight, but let him know that I'm serious about, if it's not Canelo, then getting out soon after.
Have you been enjoying getting back in the gym, being around all the lads again? Because I'm sure when I spoke to you before at the start of lockdown, you were kind of compromised into what you were able to do training-wise.
Yeah, no, it's been nice. It's been refreshing. I mean, the time at home with my partner and my kids has been invaluable, and it's been lovely watching them develop and my son grow. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to get back to work and see the lads, see Tony, and just get started, get cracking on and hit a bag for a change.
You mentioned Ted Cheeseman earlier. He's obviously in action during the fight camp period next month. Has he been looking in the gym in preparation for Sam Eggington?
He looks really good. I mean, Ted's one of those. He's got the body of Baywatch, but the face of Crime Watch. I mean, he's always ripped to shreds, and he's a man made of rubber. But yeah, he's in great shape. He was flying on the hill runs this morning. But you know that he's always in great shape. But it's a good test. Do you know what I mean? Egerton, we know what Egerton brings to the table, and will he do anything differently? I don't know, but I think we'll see something different in Ted. He showed against Fitzgerald that he can move his feet and box a bit more. We know what happened there as well, but I mean, it's a fight at 41. So I mean, if he does more of the same, then it should be an easy night work for Ted. But he's got a bit of his heart rules his head at times, and he starts swinging away. So it's an exciting night.
We said earlier that Billy Joe Saunders had ruled himself out of the Canelo fight for a couple of reasons. One, that there wasn't enough training time because of what he's been otherwise occupied during lockdown, and also the money apparently wasn't to his liking. What do you make of that? Because you're someone who has waited a long time for your big chance. Do you kind of look at that and think, you have to make compromises to get the big fights?
I do and I don't. I get where Billy Joe's coming from. I mean, he's probably thought that since this lockdown, the fight's probably lost, so he's probably took his foot off the gas a bit. And then it's been sprung on him for 10 weeks' time and probably half the money. So he's done all the hard work negotiating and getting what he wants out of it. Bearing in mind he is the champion going into it. So yeah, I mean, fair play to him. He's in a position where he's not got to jump at the financial side of it and take a reduced fee. So good luck to him. I mean, there's other big fights out there for him, and I mean, if he doesn't fight Canelo, there's the likes of him fighting Callum Smith in a unification or getting the Canelo fight at a later date.
I suppose his loss could still be your gain if you end up securing that fight. Are you in a different situation in that you're not coming in with a belt and you're really keen to make your name as well in the States? So you might be willing to accept less than Billy Joe was. I don't want to put you in a difficult negotiating position, but are you coming at it from different angles?
Well, I think that they know what I want. It's been told it's been texted to Golden Boy what I want. I think, yeah, look, the way I see it is he was training for a southpaw in Billy Joe. I'm a southpaw. Like, you've not got to change training up too much. You can keep your sparring partners in and just stick to the plan. But yeah, I think, like you say, I'm not taking a title into the fight. I believe I'm the uncrowned people's champ. But
I love it.
Like, let's do it. I've got nothing to lose, everything to gain. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
You're full of the cliches today, ain't you? I've never heard
I've got them all.
I love it. What was the thinking behind wearing the Canelo t-shirt for training? Is that just a little bit of goading him, kind of making him aware that you're calling for the fight?
Listen, I bought that when I was on the undercard last year, and I mean, like I say, I'm a Canelo fan, but you put that aside. I mean, I want to take his head off. I mean, I was talking to Joe Cordin today, was training, and he said, you know, if you fight him, that's my favourite fighter. I said, it's my favourite fighter and all, but listen, I do. I want to take his head off. He's the way I see it is if we get this fight, he's taking food out of my kids' mouths, and they got to eat.
Yeah, well, I think that's fair enough. I'm sure he's got a lot of respect for you, having seen the Callum Smith fight anyway. Do you feel that your lack of profile could count against you in terms of getting the fight? Because compared to some of the guys they're talking about, you'd be fine, like Willie Munro and people like that. But if it comes down to you or someone who's better known in the States, that might count against you.
Yeah, I mean, that's just one of the things. But I made a good statement on his undercard last year, beating his sparring partner. So his trainer, his team know who I am. I know Eddie Reynoso was watching the performance against Canelo Smith and like was tweeting about it and posting on Instagram. So that they know who I am. So I mean, if they're taking an American name, what with travel restrictions and everything, then it's understandable. But I mean, I do believe that I should be in with a shout.
Is there any more you can do at this point to get the fight, or is that you just have to wait and see now and he gets to make those decisions?
Yeah, I mean, it's in the hands of him and his team now. I'm sure they'll make decisions, and I'm sure they're talking to everyone. I mean, there's a lot of fighters out there for him, but yeah, just suppose what suits them best, what suits their pocket, and what they can do with the travel restrictions in place.
How much would it mean to you, just on a personal level? Take the finances aside, take winning the fight and getting bigger fights in the future aside. To fight someone you consider your favourite fighter, and most people pound for pound top three at least, how much would that mean to you to get that fight?
Well, unbelievable. It's a once in a lifetime fight, and it's just one of them things. It's like who dares wins. Do you know what I mean? He's a great fighter, and everyone wants to test themselves against the best, and I'm no different. I think I've gone in there against Billy Joe, put on a good account. He was the best in Britain at the time. Gone in with Canelo Smith. He was the number one superweight in the world, and I believe that I should be that now. I should be the number one superweight in the world, and if he's watched the fight and seen it how 99% of the others have, then he should believe I am as well.
Great stuff. Well, really appreciate your time. Can only apologise again for not putting you in my top three.
Yeah, I did notice you had a Liverpool shirt on as well, so I'll give you a pass on that, eh?
Yeah, thanks. To be fair, I think who did I have instead? Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders and Golovkin. Could have been worse. I didn't put Willie Munro ahead of you, so.
Yeah, true, yeah. Very true.
I mean, if it was a top five, maybe. No, I'm joking.
I'd probably still come sixth, but yeah.
No, never. I don't know. I think I just had a blank spot with your name. I think I just thought you were going in a different direction. I don't know. I've got no excuse. I'll hold my hands up.
Yeah. Well, it's your one back. It's your favourite brand in it. One Direction. That's where we're all heading.
Brilliant. You've done me today. I'm lost for words.
I had to come in and be bold today and just give it to you.
Well, let's hope Canelo respects it. Let's hope his English has improved to the extent he understands everything you've come out with today, and he's ready for the fight.
Fingers crossed, because if not, then I am Phil, and yeah, that's it. I am Phil. I'll just do an Usyk for him.
Brilliant. All right. Well, hopefully see you in the gym sometime soon. Now everyone's back, and
you're not welcome.
Bring my mask.
Yeah, you're not welcome in the gym for
no,
the foreseeable. Yeah, you have to go outside and do it through the window. Put a microphone.
All right. I'll bring my infrared lens.
That's it.
Good stuff. All right, mate. Well, appreciate it anyway, and yeah, let's make up when we see each other.
Right, we'll see.
All right. Take care, mate. Speak to you soon.
Take care, mate. Bye bye.